did have a really good game in this map, and he may have figured it out before any other Terrans have. And if he does some similar play as he did to Sora, he definitely has a chance. So I feel like it's going to be a lot closer than, you know, they're making it out to be this gigantic thing where, like, you made a crazy decision here. I don't think it's really that, you know, huge of a decision, but I don't know. We'll see.
The thing about Stats is he's really good at airplay, but we haven't really seen him do too much airplay versus Terran, except when he played against Supernova and went carriers, but Supernova went mech. That's why he went carriers in Tempest. He's not that great versus Terran overall.
Yeah. Well, here is MarineKing. He used to be 0-4 before the game against Sora on this map, so going to 1-4 with that. But, you know, again, he doesn't have the best matchup against Protoss here, but I think it's all about the map as well. He showed how to abuse a Protoss that goes for the base early. And if this Protoss isn't able to break down the rocks, or you can use Reapers to jump into the base, you can punish them. But if Stats is prepared, I feel like we could see him do well as well.
Yeah, it really could go either way. Not only Prime needing this win right now, but so do Samsung. Prime needs to win 3 games in a row, and we're starting off here on Maze.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top left in the red for KT rolls to the Protoss player. He is Stats.
Very good at air toss. And down here to the bottom right, his challenger, his opponent, the King of Marines. Won already against Sora. It's MarineKing and his fans here.
Saying he's the best.
Not some uncertainty about whether or not they were on camera.
They're like, are we on camera? Oh, yeah, we are. Okay.
Well, this is sure to be an interesting match, especially because we're at cross spawns. So MarineKing can't do what he did against Sora, where they were both spawning at top. MarineKing was at the right side. A game that, you know, a lot of people like to bring up. I haven't seen the entirety of. I only saw the end of. And I'll be honest, I didn't even go back and watch the VOD, as I felt like the kind of game that evolved from what I saw was something similar to what we might see. But that hidden third base was a bit, you know, a bit weird, so I'm not exactly sure how this one's going to play out.
And look at this. We're seeing MarineKing send out one SCV and another. We're going to see Barracks in the middle of the map. Wow. He's going to do something tricky here. You will never expect this out of a Terran player on this map. That's why it is going to be so surprising for Stats. We're just going to have to see if he does first get the scout, and if he doesn't, will he be prepared? Will it get there too fast? MarineKing also has to find the position of Stats, which he does not know at this moment.
Yeah, if he finds out, he can lift the barracks to the other side of those rocks for faster reinforcement time. Stats is also going to take a little bit of time to go and find where MarineKing is. Now, first he's going to see no CC first. And that's like almost enough tell to actually go to the other base, but he is going to check the main. Now go to the bottom right, and he's going to see no barracks there, so he's going to know something's up. You know, I'm really disappointed MarineKing doesn't use the map here more than he is. I mean, I guess in a sense he's using the map here because he's not expecting the Protoss player to go for a gateway opening, which is in fact what we see here. He skips the Zealot.
Yeah, skipping the Zealot. He's trying to get the scout on. He's going to go down to the bottom right. We see 2 Marines queued up right now. That one SCV for MarineKing is going to scout in the top right. And that's hard for him because he doesn't know if they're in the bottom left, but he's going to send those Marines right in the right location, which is great for him.
Yeah. This is now the moment where Stats has to figure everything out with his probe. He knows. And MarineKing might be behooved to pull some SCVs here because with just the 2 that he has, I'm not sure how much damage he's actually going to get done. I think Stats is confused. Now he starts to chrono boost out that Stalker. And he even had a probe down there to make a Nexus, but that's definitely not happening right away here. Now MarineKing will try to bunker here at the natural right now. He's still going to make the Nexus, it looks like here.
Yeah, you know, MarineKing has not sent in those Marines just yet. He's keeping them on the outside right now. And it seems like he's hesitating a bit here. He's not too comfortable with going with this.
Yeah. He's taken so many hits on this Marine. Actually, 2 more will do it.
Yeah, MarineKing giving a little bit of an expression there. He's obviously not very comfortable with this.
Yeah, I mean, he is the king of Marine Micro, but he's going to have to transition back at home into a CC. Now, he hasn't lost any mine time with any of his workers. The problem really is his production. And with a player like Stats who's so good at Micro, one Stalker can almost kill every single one of these Marines because the Stalker outranges Marines. It's faster. I'd almost like to see him just sack one of his full health Marines back at the Stalker to maybe make him fire too many times so he can't get a chase, because as it is right now, he's just losing way too many. The Stalker is going to get so many kills.
Yeah, it's almost like he's almost just like giving up on this. He's like, well, I just got to bring my units back, I guess. But I like what you're saying. He should be, you know, at least sacrificing one. There he goes. Does turn around and force the Stalker to turn around. Bunker going up here, but that Stalker still is going to be able to micro.
Yeah, if you can stop the Bunker from going up too, that would be huge. The second Stalker's here now, and this is MarineKing's worst nightmare. He's never going to be able to kill these Stalkers unless Stats makes a big mistake. In fact, he's going to lose every single one of his Marines potentially if the micro is good. God. Wow.
Does get a Stalker and may even get another one with the one Marine. Oh my God, what could have turned into hell for MarineKing with that Bunker not up just turned into MarineKing microing Stats away.
Yeah, that was crazy. If Stats micro just a little bit better, I think that could have been all the Marines dead. But MarineKing is just forcing mistakes now, which is what he needs to do. He's getting an eBay because he knows on this map, the type of player that Stats is, it's probably going to be Oracles, and it is. Gets 2 Tech Labs up as well, and he's going to be going into double upgrades as well as getting as many Marauders out as he can afford, because also another potential fall, which we see on this map a lot, is Blink Stalkers.
Yeah. Now we're seeing Stats break down these rocks here. I think he wants to delay the push. I don't think he's going to go aggressive here. He's just going to send that Oracle across the map and have that do the damage. He's just going to want to preemptively just block off as many attack paths of MarineKing and maybe take a third base while this Oracle is going across the map. We're going to see what exactly he goes for. He knows MarineKing is way on the back foot and that he can get a big advantage by this.
Yeah. +1 is on the way here for MarineKing with that eBay as well. And is actually not making the turrets. He's just trying to stick with Marines alone here because he needs to get that economy going to make up for all the Marines he lost. He didn't really lose economy with his attack. He just lost Marine production and he lost Marines. All right, 3 is not enough. He needs more than that together.
Does pick off 2 Marines. This Oracle is going to fly away, though. Doesn't have any more shields. Back at Stats base, adds that Robotics Bay.
Very quick. It looks like he's ready for MarineKing's aggression. He's also destroyed some of the rocks on the way to his base by ground to slow down any sort of ground-based push that MarineKing wants to go for. So he's really very much so playing against MarineKing's style, just trying to slow down any sort of aggression that he can so he can get his third base up as soon as possible, get those upgrades out. He's even going to kill these rocks. Looks like he's waiting. Not sure about that.
Yeah, stops mid-rock kill.
I mean, he might want to try to, like, trap the Bioforces, so he's going to wait till the last second to kill it, finish it off there.
That would be tricky now. See some, we haven't seen all the strategies for this map, I assure you. It is so tricky. And players are starting to think about different ideas as we go across, but we'll see if that comes into effect. I don't think he did kill them just yet.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to verify that. I'm going to check their hit points. Yeah, he keeps them at 294, so could just kind of surprise him with that later. If he can catch the army, cut half of it off. I don't think he's going to kill any of the army. Only like once or twice in history have we ever seen Rocks kill units in a professional match. I don't think that's going to happen.
Now MarineKing, he runs into this rock wall that Stats set up.
And
oh my God.
Nice catch.
Yeah. He's not going to have to worry about that one Oracle flying around his base being annoying now.
Phoenix is a great choice, in my opinion, on this map to shut down drops. Drops are going to be the primary form of aggression for MarineKing because they're so far away from each other. How else is he going to be able to attack? He just wants to open up these pathways. I don't even think he's going to try to force the overcharge. He might, but he's got to be oh so careful with how he engages here. There's already a Colossus out. It's still a lot of Terran army, and those rocks still in play.
Yep.
Let's see how he decides to use them.
The overcharge has to go down here. The stim is on. He runs in. He's trying to focus down the Colossus. Doesn't quite get it. Phoenixes are out on the map now. Now they could pick up some of those Marauders, but the Colossus in the back just doing way too damage with the overcharge.
Yeah.
MarineKing not able to do any damage.
I mean, he trades for some units, but it's not worth it. And now those 2 Colossi are going to come out here and chase Beast Stims again. He could try to fight these, and he does, in fact, but the micro for Stats is just too good here, and now he's losing way too much. And I got to say, this is starting to spiral out of control for MarineKing with the early deficit he took on with that double barracks proxy, the damage he took from the Oracle, and his attack was, you know, he traded okay, but he stuck around too long.
Yeah. He's going to back off now. Stats isn't going to go aggressive with this. He's going to take that third base, and he's actually going to get the air upgrades here. See what he transfers into with that. If he just keeps on going with the Phoenixes, or maybe he wants to go into Void Rays later on. We'll have to see. Now just has a small group of Phoenixes for now, just 4. Going to be really good for cutting off those drops, like you mentioned before. Could also go into the main base of MarineKing and maybe snipe some of those SCVs.
Yeah, well, I mean, second Stargate here. This is typical stats, man. He's like, well, I'll just make a bunch of Phoenixes. What's he going to do about that? Can't drop me anymore. I'm already ahead in economy on 3 bases soon. And I've already eliminated most of his bio. He can't attack me directly. He has to attack me by air. And on top of that, if I have double Phoenix production and enough Phoenixes to deny his Vikings, my Colossi become even stronger. So he's doing everything right here.
Yeah. Now MarineKing, he has a very big bio army once again. But the Colossi just continue to come out. He's got 3 now. Has to group them up. Has to make sure they're together. So far, no Vikings with this army for MarineKing. He is making 2-3 at a time now, as he does have that double starport, trying to get those out as fast as possible. And MarineKing wants to go aggressive once again. Again, he is the king of Marines. His micro could possibly snipe some units.
And, you know, in this case, though, the choke point works against him. He can't get in there and fan out his units against the Colossi because there's too many rocks. There's too many choke points. So engaging there would be a mistake. We see MarineKing sometimes get nervous and take bad engagements, but this cannot be the day he makes that mistake because Prime is counting on him. Samsung more so is counting on him here to take this win.
Yeah. It's so funny, like this match for Prime is actually more about Samsung possibly getting a tiebreaker against KT.
This is a very, very intense situation here for everybody involved. 2-2 is about to finish, and I think MarineKing might want to try to go with that. The upgrades right now for stats at +1 armor and +1 for air, +1 for attack for ground, about to finish. And it looks like with that, he's going to be the one who attacks. And it looks like the Vikings are coming in here, but those Phoenixes I was talking about, tanking a bit too much damage. The Colossi unhindered here. Great time warps to stop those Marauders from closing the gap. But MarineKing still has a lot of units back there. I just don't think it's enough with the Phoenix slips and that Colossus damage output. It's barely not enough.
It's just not enough. That one Colossus survives with like 12 health. Oh, so unfortunate for MarineKing. Now Stats is going to go on the aggressive end here. He has that pylon in position over that wall over there to the left, if you guys look over there, and he can warp in a bunch of units.
And during this fight, I want to mention MarineKing's 2-2 was not done. It was so close, but it wasn't done. With 2-2, maybe he takes that fight. Really hard to say, but definitely would have been a better place. Look at his face now. He looks, his base on the minimap and his posture right there in the booth look the same.
Yeah.
Sitting back, waiting to die.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Sorry I made you squeak there, Brennan, but it's the truth.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. Well, now MarineKing is going to pull a bunch of these SCVs, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The Vikings trying to fight as much as they can, and you know there's not much on the ground here to support for the Colossus, but there's just too much DPS, it looks like. Finally, the Zealots come in here.
Yep, the Zealots coming out of the killing blow. He kills 2 of the Colossi. GG. KT Rolster takes the 3-0. Showing that they are dominant. And with this, a very good score closing out for them. I believe they take second place with the 3-0 score.
I believe they tie Sejantis, actually.
Oh, you may be right.
They both have the +5 now, so we're going to have to find out how we handle that kind of tiebreaker, see who gets second and third.
That's a huge, huge deal, actually. It's not just, oh, well, they're all going to the playoffs anyways. It's a whole round that you get to skip between these 2 places. So,
yeah.
I hope that if you're correct, and it is a tie right now, which you're probably correct because I think you're right based on my memory, then I hope that we get to actually see that match here today. That would be so excellent.
That would be a really nice treat to see those 2 go up in an ace match for the tiebreaker. KT getting together and having a bit of a cheer in here, maybe just a little bit of a talk, saying, okay, we did really well, nice job, guys, today.
Great work. So, don't you go ahead and read off these stats? I'm going to try to get some information from our producer about whether we're doing that tiebreaker or not.
Go ahead. First up, guys, in this matchup, as you guys did just see, KT Rolster versus Prime. Sleep takes one on Outboxer against Creator. Sleep playing really, really good in his debut. Definitely go back and watch that game if you're Zerg having trouble on Outboxer. Then in the second game, it was Zest against Salvation. Salvation trying to go for that big SCV pull on 3 bases with the Ghost. Zest just barely holding, stays alive. And then, of course, the match you just watched, Stats taking it over MarineKing on Maze. And here are our new matches.